Social media is a valuable communication tool. According to a recent data portal Digital 2021 Jersey report, there were 75,000 social media users in Jersey in January 2021, equivalent to 69.6% of the island's population. The power of social media has enabled society to be more knowledgeable about current affairs. According to the Nielsen Social Media Report, active social media users have a higher likelihood of being influenced online. In addition to data relating to the use of social media and closer to home, the Comres Engagement Survey conducted after the island's 2018 election found respondents calling for candidates that better represented their values and who communicated these values effectively using digital and social media or other local media. They were also interested in clearer communication of candidates' key messaging, what they actually stood for. Jersey Youth Parliament, the island-wide forum for young people to discuss research and connect current issues to the state's assembly, have also advocated the use of social media as a tool to engage the Jersey electorate. Given Jersey's low voter engagement, social media presents an opportunity for anyone standing for election to the state's assembly to communicate with islanders and gain support from the electorate. We understand this can be a daunting prospect for those considering a career in politics, especially those who've never used it before. We know some people don't use social media in either their personal or professional lives, and others need guidance for how to use social media professionally and to support their political aspirations. It is, however, widely recognised that social media provides a free platform on which aspiring politicians can communicate their policies, manifestos and campaign messaging directly to the Jersey electorate. What is your digital presence? Have you stopped to see what others can see when they search for information about you online, specifically in relation to your social media profiles? Before you think about the content you'll host and post on the social media platforms you choose to communicate your key messaging and manifesto, it's important to remove outdated content on any legacy social media profiles. Some people will have set up social media profiles using platforms that are no longer in use. Platforms such as MySpace or Bebo were used by teenagers and students in the 90s and early noughties and quickly forgotten about. These accounts can be easily accessed and updated or closed if you don't intend to continue to use a particular platform. An easy way to audit your digital presence is to Google yourself. There are, of course, other search engines as well as Google, and it's possible that searching for your name on different search engines will return different results. Common alternatives to Google are Yahoo and Bing, and we'll show you how to find them and run a search. Now, type in your name and location into the search engine, then see what results appear. These search results will show you what others will see and will help you determine what profiles, posts and accounts you need to update. The next step is to review your social media profiles. Go into your own account and review all of the content that you've updated and posted. Once you've reviewed the information you host on your profile and the information and imagery you've shared, ask someone you are friends with or who you have in your network to show you what they see when they view your account, profile and posts. Finally, remove them from your friends, follower or network list and then ask them to show you the information that's now available to them when they view your account, profile and posts. This will help to inform how you use your privacy settings in the future. Reviewing this information will also enable you to determine that you are happy with the information you share on each account. It will also help you to start thinking about which of your profiles and channels you want to use for political purposes. One last action. Consider any other membership sites you subscribe to and review your membership and presence on these sites. Even if these are closed subscription sites only accessible to subscribers and members, any information, posts or images can and will make their way from these sites into the public forum. It's important to remember that whatever content you post online will remain online, and legacy content or photos are still on the internet, but from this moment onwards you can choose the level of information you wish to share on each of your social media accounts. Just remember that even if you have deleted images and information, someone with access to your account could have copied it. Now, once you've audited your digital presence, you then need to control how much personal information you want to share going forwards. Now that you have audited your digital presence, updated each of your profiles, you're in a great position to determine which channels you'll use to communicate your manifesto to your intended audience and how you will communicate your manifesto. Let's review each of the most popular channels in order to help inform your decision. Facebook is probably the most widely recognised social media platform and has been operating for 15 years. In recent years, Facebook's embraced the changing demands of their platform for political use, recently launching Facebook for government, politics and advocacy. Facebook users can also generate ads for a price, which political candidates tend to do around election time to help them reach prospective supporters outside of their immediate networks. Election candidates in Jersey need to declare their expenses, that is, money spent in order to promote their campaign, and any money spent on promotion on social media would be considered an election expense. In global terms, Facebook for political discourse is on the decline. However, it's still frequently used on the island as it's a platform that our politicians and the electorate are familiar with. Twitter, like other social media sites, connects people and allows them to share their thoughts with a big audience. It's the most powerful microblogging service available, allowing users to communicate unfiltered opinions in the moment with whoever chooses to follow them. Twitter remains popular in Jersey and beyond, and as of quarter of 2021, Twitter had 206 million daily active users. LinkedIn is a powerful tool to help users stay up to date with industry news, network online, build their online professional presence, and can support individuals in establishing their subject matter expertise and business community standing. As of February of 2020, there were 43,000 LinkedIn users in Jersey, with 27,000 of these aged between 25 and 34. The platform boasts over 380 million members worldwide. Over 1 billion monthly users share imagery of their lives and businesses using Instagram. Instagram offers political candidates the ability to build their brand through pictures and videos. The sheer volume of Instagram users, coupled with how easy it is to use and post, makes it a powerful tool. Instagram has become the fastest growing social network among world leaders, governments and foreign ministers. 81% of the 193 UN member states are active on the platform. Instagram is viewed as a tool to engage younger voters and has also become a safe space for female and minority politicians who may receive high levels of negativity and trolling on other platforms. Now that we've given an overview of each of the platforms, this is a good opportunity for you to think about your intended audience. Who do you want to attract? Which platforms would help you engage with your chosen audience? And whichever channels you choose to use, you need to be authentic in your communications and in the content you post. If people choose to follow you, then they want to know who you really are. Communicate naturally and fluidly, and don't fall into the trap of communicating using a stilted tone or in a way that you wouldn't communicate normally. Consistency is key. If you continue to communicate your manifesto, use clear and concise messaging in your natural tone and style, and you'll start to engage with your intended audience. On all of the platforms, hashtags present a great way to generate interest, and numerous politicians do that to drive engagement. Hashtags are labels used on social media which make it easier for users to find posts or information with a theme or which contains content specific to a hashtag group. Hashtags encourage social media users to explore content that catches their attention. People use the hashtag symbol before a relevant keyword or phrase in their social media post to categorize the content of the post. When you use a hashtag in a Twitter post, it becomes linked to all of the other Twitter posts that include that specific hashtag. Social media turn-offs include oversharing, using too many hashtags, posting the same message on all your channels, not responding to comments, and jumping on trends when they're not relevant. Have a think about what you say before you say it. Don't post the same message on all of the channels you've chosen to use, and don't just use your platforms to broadcast. They are there for you to engage in discussion and to support you in developing your online presence. It's worth noting that social media platforms such as Instagram are visually led, meaning that users of these platforms will automatically review and share images before text. An image can convey 1,000 words and can be shared with millions of users in a matter of minutes, which can yield positive and negative consequences. Sir Desmond Angus Swain, Conservative politician for the New Forest West constituency, was photographed asleep in the House of Commons during a sitting. The photo was shared millions of times with accompanying commentary questioning his dedication to his constituents and to his role. The image of a slouching Jacob Rees-Mogg in the Houses of Parliament enraged millions and has been used in countless memes and resulted in many media outlets criticising his apparent disdain for UK politics. It's been claimed that this image will haunt him for years. However careful you are with your words, written and spoken, equal care should be taken in relation to your body language, and significant consideration should be made before you agree to do a photo opportunity. In the same way as we think carefully about the people we choose to surround ourselves with in real life, the next logical step is to think about the people we associate with online or in our virtual network. Let's begin this exercise by reviewing your networks on the platforms you've decided will remain private. Start by reviewing your network, friends list or followers, the community of people who you are connected with on each platform. There are a number of things to consider in relation to your network on each platform. How well do you know the people who are in your network on each platform? Are you comfortable with the level of information they have access to? Do you trust them not to share your personal information and imagery? Do you consider these people your friends? Are you happy to be associated with them online if other people viewed your connections? Think about this in the context of the kind of content they post and images that they share. Next, consider the following in relation to your networks on the platforms you've chosen to use for professional or political purposes. Review your network or friends list on each of these. Ask yourself the following questions. Would you be happy to share election or political communications with these audiences? Would they be happy to receive this type of message or statement from you? Are you happy to engage these contacts in political debate? Prepare yourself. Some of your family or friends might not want to engage politically with you online. Don't take it personally. Whilst you're reviewing your networks on the platforms you will continue to use, you should also review the groups that you are a member of on each of your platforms and edit those too. Being part of a group could be perceived as having an affiliation to a particular cause, organisation or interest group which may not align with your political ideology or manifesto. It's worth auditing your groups on each platform too. One last point. People often think the easiest way to separate the personal from the professional is to create duplicate profiles on the same platform, using one in their professional and one in their personal life. This can get confusing very quickly and can also be very time-consuming. Managing 2 accounts on each platform also creates significant margin for error, with the potential to post the wrong content on the wrong platform, which can disengage your audiences quickly. It's better to think about the content you are posting on each platform and that content's suitability for your audience on that particular platform. By now, you should have audited your digital presence, updated each of your profiles, and decided which of your profiles or accounts you wish to use in your personal life and determine which of those you want to use professionally as a vehicle to communicate your political views, manifesto, key messaging and updates. Also, you should have considered how to approach communicating your manifesto and priorities on social media and audited your digital network. We should have also reviewed your group memberships on your social media profiles. Now, you should be confident that the social media platforms you've chosen to use for professional and political purposes adequately reflect you in your professional capacity. In this section of the training, we are going to cover the elephant in the room, how to deal with negativity and trolling on social media. We understand that these kinds of challenges are one of the most commonly referenced reasons people give as to why they don't want to use social media. We also know that this perception is magnified in the context of using social media for public figures, including politicians. Local analysis of social media posts has shown that there are a very small percentage of social media users who are responsible for very negative posts. It's easy to become concerned or focused on the more challenging and negative activity and comments on social media. But it's really important to remember to note these words, small percentage. You may have heard people discuss the silent majority when it comes to social media. Essentially, this is the large group of people using the platform who do not express their opinions publicly. Those users who are vocal in their views and criticism are in the minority, which should put into perspective that negative comments do not represent the views of the majority. Social sentiment is not representative of everyone. If you receive a negative comment or response to one of your photos or posts, don't take it personally. We appreciate it is much easier to give this advice than to accept it. If you believe that the comment, response or question is genuine and warrants a reply, don't react, respond. A measured approach of removing emotion is required. If you choose to respond, do so using facts and information rather than emotion. If the person criticising you is incensed by something they believe that you have said or done, a quick and factual rebuttal or response giving them the opportunity to contact you directly is advisable before that misinformation is spread or shared. It can be tempting or even compelling for your friends, family or inner circle to want to protect or defend you if they witness people acting negatively towards you online. If you see this happening, thank them for their support and share the factual rebuttal approach that you have taken. Dealing with negativity is very different to dealing with trolling or trolls and should be managed in a very different way. Wikipedia classifies a troll as a person who posts inflammatory, insincere, aggressive or off-topic messaging online with the intent of provoking emotional responses or manipulating others' perceptions. Whilst it remains important to correct misinformation and respond with facts when dealing with posts or comments from trolls, it is advisable to then move away from the troll and the conversation. These types of individuals thrive on others' anger, upset or frustration, so disengaging removes the fuel from the fire. For your own records, and just in case, take a screenshot of any troll-like messages and save these on your device in case you need to use it as evidence at a later stage. It's unlikely that you will, but it is advisable to keep a record. Please keep in mind that you choose who you want to have in your networks, and no one needs to continue to deal with negative behaviour online or in person. You can block people from your profiles so they're unable to view your content or remain part of your network. If online commentary becomes threatening or intimidatory, then you should take screenshots and take a photo of the offending comments and report this to the social media platform and the police. Most social media networks have a policy for how people using their platforms should behave and have mechanisms in place to help users who experience trolls. Reporting this kind of behaviour is the right thing to do and can help protect others from unacceptable online behaviour. Lastly, if you believe that you are entering into a social media crisis situation that you feel is outside of your control, engage the experts quickly. The State's GREF is available to provide politically impartial guidance to candidates and to States members. By now, you should have audited your digital presence, updated each of your profiles, and decided which of your profiles or accounts you wish to use in your personal life, and determined which of those you want to use professionally as a vehicle to communicate your political views, manifesto, key messaging, and updates. You should have also considered how to approach communicating your manifesto and priorities on social media, and audited your digital network. You should also have reviewed your group memberships on your social media profiles and considered how you will deal with negativity and trolls. Now, once you've audited and edited your social media profiles and networks, you need to ask your close friends and family to do the same wherever it's possible to do so. It's important to discuss your political aspirations and the way in which you plan to use social media to communicate your manifesto and to support you in your political ambition with your inner circle. Explain the effort you've gone to in terms of reviewing and updating your social media profiles in order to maintain and promote a professional image online. Help them understand the way in which you intend to use your social media accounts from now on. Ask people close to you and your known relatives or associates what they have posted, how they behave online, and how they use social media going forwards could have an impact on you, your reputation, and your political aspirations. Ask them to review their photos on each of their social media profiles and consider any images they have posted of you or any posts they've made that reference you. Offer to do this together and delete any photos or posts that don't represent the professional image you wish to convey. Please remember that simply removing tags from photos will not make them disappear. Photos that you don't feel adequately represent you should be deleted wherever possible. It's critical that you share with them how their activities, including their conduct on social media, may impact your reputation. Help them understand the actions you've undertaken as part of this training and the way in which you want to promote yourself to the electorate. In a previous, now infamous incident, the daughter of a former senior UK banking executive reposted private photos shared between them on Snapchat of her father with captions including "not a fan of board meetings" and "bored in board meetings" onto Instagram. Only a few weeks after the publication in the UK press of those Snapchat photos, the executive left his post. It was never confirmed whether his departure was a consequence of the adverse press coverage, but it is widely recognised that this kind of media coverage is not helpful or positive in the context of a corporate career or indeed an election campaign. As well as asking your inner circle to maintain your privacy and protect your reputation, you may also be able to ask them to help you in communicating your manifesto, in sharing your messaging, and in engaging their networks with your campaign. The easiest way for them to do this is to share the content you have written and posted on the accounts you're using to communicate professionally. No one should ever speak on your behalf, but they can share the content that you spend time preparing. When your inner circle advocates you and your manifesto on social media, they enable your manifesto and campaigns to reach a wider audience, which is hugely powerful in terms of communicating with the electorate. We have reached the end of our social media training sessions. Thank you for taking the time to listen and to watch each of the 5 sessions. To recap, by following the advice and guidance set out in each section of the training, you should have audited your digital presence, updated each of your profiles, and decided which of your profiles or accounts you wish to use in your personal life, and determined which of those you want to use professionally as a vehicle to communicate your political views, manifesto, key messaging, and updates. You should also have considered how to approach communicating your manifesto and priorities on social media and audited your digital network. Also, reviewed your group memberships on your social media profiles and considered how you will deal with negativity and trolls, and finally, engaged your inner circle. We hope you have found this content useful, timely and engaging. You can download a checklist to be used in documenting your progress against each of the actions recommended in the training at vote.je. And if you have any feedback in relation to the content of this training, please share it with us by contacting the States Gref. Thank you and good luck.